Hello, welcome to the Elder Scrolls Online. I'm on my magical warn right now on the public test server. I'm here to try to explain the rotation for magical warn. It's pretty dynamic and kind of hard to explain. I'll try this anyway. And also, since, at least for me personally, I mainly play on console. I play on the Xbox. I don't have access to like dot trackers. So I use rotation. That's something that you can use with the in-game buff trackers. So for the abilities, I use on the front bar, the main ones you'll use in your rotation will be Fetcher Infection, Deep Fissure, and Screaming Cliff Racer, your Spamble, and your Ultimate Internal Guardian. I have Bird Prey and Inner Light Slide for passives. I have Bird Prey Slide for the Animal Companion's passive advanced species, which increases damage done by 30% for each animal companion ability slotted. And I have Inner Light Slide because I like having the max magic. On the back bar, your main damage abilities will be your Winter's Revenge and Blockade Your Fire. Those will be your main back bar dot abilities. Then for your sustain / utility, you'll have your Blue Betty. And then if you're self-buffing, you'll have Elemental Drain, which you'll want to keep up if you're self-buffing for the Minor Magicka Steel. If you're in a group, you can have a shield here. Although something I like to do in a group is to slot Lotus Blossom. I'm gonna implement that in my rotation for some off heals. It's up to you. Everyone, where you want to go with that. And I have Channel Acceleration here for the Source of Minor Force. I personally don't recast it because in the group I run with, we run Twilight Remedy, so the Magicka DPS already get their Minor Force that way. So otherwise, you'll want to keep your Minor Force up with your ability. So the thing for Magicka Warns is a good amount of their abilities are a lot of their abilities are available on your dot trackers. So like your Fetcher Infection, your Elite Drain, or the Lotus Blossom also does. I can't put it on because I'm in combat right now. But that'll also be on the in-game dot trackers, along with your Betty and your Channel Acceleration. So for those abilities, you can just look at your dot trackers to know when they're going to run out and when to recast them. Although for the main priority abilities, the ones that take priority over them, those are the ones that don't show up on the in-game dot trackers, which you'll have to, track yourself. And that's kind of where the more difficult part comes in for console users. The main thing, your most important ability you want to keep up will be your Deep Fissure, your Shulks. It will, when you hit it on the ground, they'll come up after 3 seconds, so you can treat it as a 3-second dot. So you'll go into like a Shulk, and then you'll have 2 abilities. You can do a Shulk, ability 1, 2, Shulk, ability 1, 2, Shulk. So you'll have that like rhythm of Shulk, 2 abilities, Shulk, 2 abilities, Shulk, 2 abilities. Then the next most important thing to keep up is your blockade of fire. It has a 8-second duration, so after you cast it, you'll have 8 seconds to, or 8 instant cast abilities that you can cast between it. So it'll look something like blockade, you have Shulk 1 second, ability 2 seconds, ability 3 seconds, Shulk 4 seconds, ability 5, ability 6, Shulk 7, and then you have your blockade. So if you do it fast, it's like blockade, Shulk, ability, Shulk, ability, Shulk, ability, blockade, Shulk, ability, Shulk, ability, Shulk, ability, blockade, Shulk. Then the next one is your Winter's Revenge. Next most important to keep up. That ability is that one's also tricky because it also doesn't have a dot tracker. Well, it had the chilled status effect showed up just then, but that's not for the Winter's Revenge. Personally, just to keep it simple for myself, I cast it statically. So I do it like Winter's Revenge, blockade, Shulk, ability, Shulk, ability, Shulk, Winter's Revenge, blockade, Shulk, ability, Shulk, ability, Shulk, Winter's Revenge, blockade, Shulk, so on and so forth. Although that will eat up more of your magic, so it'll make the sustain harder. If you cast it more dynamically, when it runs out, it'll easier on your resources. If you were to do that, well, since it has a 12-second duration, and on your blockade has an 8 seconds, that means you'll end up using your Winter's Revenge twice by the time you cast your blockade a third time. So if you do that, it would be like Winter's Revenge, blockade, Shulk, ability, Shulk, ability, Shulk, ability, blockade, Shulk, ability, Winter's Revenge, Shulk, ability, Shulk, ability, blockade, Shulk, ability, Shulk, ability, Shulk, Winter's Revenge, blockade, and reset at that point. And then your rare ult, then under that, the second, well, your rare ulti doesn't show up, but you'll just want to cast that when you have an open global cooldown and you're on the front bar. That's whenever you have that. Other than that, you have all the other abilities are on your dot trackers. But for priorities, you want to have that Shulk 2 abilities all the time, no matter what. Then just have your blockade after that. Your next most important ability to keep up is Winter's Revenge. And then it'll be your Fetcher Infection. So in the case if your Fetcher Infection comes into conflict with another ability, you want to prioritize your Winter's Revenge and blockade, and just let your Fetcher Infection have some downtime before you do again. Like if your Winter's Revenge, your blockade, and your Fetcher Infection run out, just keep your Winter's Revenge and blockade up and just have some downtime. So wearing out a little bit. So for the full rotation, whoops, I have the dummy emitter. So for the full
rotation, it'll look a little something like this. Hey, my bad about that. I had some weird thing. My abilities weren't registering. Set that. Hey, Blue, you can stop attacking. Alright, let's try that again. Hope all my abilities register. So the creation will look something like that. So I got about a 48.6K or so. Had some lower right on my abilities here. Let me see, my did get up to got a 5881 with the same setup, but yeah, around 48 to 51 is about what you'll hit on a 6 mil with this build and rotation. And on a 3 mil, you'll hit about a 52 to 55K. So, yeah, that's a little rotation. So if you have any questions or anything, you can ask them in the comments. I'll see you.